Hello guys, Civilized Live. So today we're going to be going over my replays versus Sirskit. I kind of messed up. Well, not messed up, but I totally forgot to record it live, and I really should. I know I promised I would do it last time, but it was like game 2 when I just remembered that I should be recording it live. Like it popped up in my head. I was like, I should record this live, and also I was planning on bringing stall, so I don't know how good that would have been of a recording to show that, because you'll see that, it would have went on for a while. It would have taken a long time. So let's just go to game 1. Let's see which one it is, 'cause I don't want to skip ahead. Yeah, so I decided to bring stall water. It was just a team that I was testing out for that week, and he ends up bringing grass. First of all, what, you see in the chat, man was counter teaming me super hard because everybody and their mom knows I use water, and this is why I don't like using water that much in tours, because if they know who I am, they know that I love using water, because it's such a good type and such a versatile type. So I use a ton of water, so I guess he knew that and just straight up brought the counter team. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna bring water next time, but yeah. So he brings grass. This matchup isn't even that horrible for me because I will wall for every single monitor's team, but this thing right here, this thing kind of beats every single monitor my team except for the Mantine that can haze. But it's hard because if he crits me, or if he gets a SPDF drop, it's really hard for me to get over it, especially if I'm put in a situation where I can't roost on, because I don't roost on too much on his team if I'm too low, because they do outspeed me, besides these two I guess. But if I don't want to get toxic and this thing gets hazards up on me, so let's just get right into it. Yeah, so I'm going to lead off with my Azu, hoping he leads off Ferrothorn, as he does not. So I'm going directly into my Toxic Specs, as he just Megas and Leech Seed. He knows I'm Sap Sipper, but there's no way I'm staying in. So there's no reason to waste time, I guess. So I'm going to pull a double out here in the Mantine, see what he wants to do, as he goes down to Cradily. I'm going to go on to my Swampert, as he goes down to Venusaur. Gonna pull a double out into my Pex here, as he goes down to Cradily. Just gonna set up a T-Spike just to limit what he wants to go out into. He's gonna throw off a Toxic, predicting me to switch out. I'm just gonna set up another T-Spike. I'm gonna T-Spike again because I know he's going out on a Venusaur, and now I can throw off a safe Scald here to try and burn him, as I do get the burn. So now I'm gonna throw off another Scald to try and burn the Ferrothorn coming in, because with the burn and knocking off its leftovers, I should be able to beat it, as I do not get the burn, which sucks. Oh my gosh. I go into my Mantine, the predicted Spike, as he goes down to Venusaur. Just gonna get rid of these hazards. I don't want to be switching in on a Rock and a Spike. Gonna go into my Toxic Specs here in the Venusaur, as he pulls a double out on the Celebi. It's a very good play on his part, because it covered the it covered basically any play that I would make it that, it covered the the Azu, also covered the Toxic Specs. So gonna go into my Mantine here as he nasty plots. I'm just gonna haze here just to show that I do take him on. Yep. And yeah, this is when I guess he realized it could be a long game. So I'm gonna throw off a Scald here as he goes down to Cradily. Gonna go out to my Pert to try and get up my rocks, or potentially okay, I'm sorry, it's 2 AM when I'm recording this. Ah man, I'm so tired. Okay, so I'm gonna throw off a Toxic on this Cradily, hoping that he stays in the trade, because I do have Heal Bell. Yeah, my main priority is getting rid of hazards anyways, so I'm never gonna really be able to keep them up, especially with the Ferrothorn trying to stack with spikes. So I'm just gonna Volt Switch here as he goes for the Psychic. Doesn't do too much damage. It's gonna bring in my Mantine now, and I'm just going to defog, because I know there's no way he's staying in. As he brings out Bulu, just gonna go out into my Azumarill there as he makes a double into his Venusaur. Gonna go into my Pex now as he goes for least. Like, this man doesn't even care. He just keeps seeding on my Azumarill, which is kind of like annoying. It was annoying me at that point. But there's nothing I can do about it. Gonna go into my Lantern as he goes down to Celebi. Again, like, it covers the Lantern as well as the Pex play by him doing that. So I'm gonna go into my Mantine now as he nasty plots up. I think I just roost here. Oh no, I haze. Later on, I'm gonna be like roosting to try and sell him out of psychics. So I'm gonna roost here as he goes out into his Tapu Bulu. Gonna go onto my Pex. I'm pretty sure here as he goes out into Celebi. Gonna go onto my Mantine as he plots again. I'm just gonna roost here on this psychic as he goes down to Cradily on the haze. Just going to go into my Toxapex here. Just gonna get up his Stealth Rocks. Just gonna set up a T-Spike as he's going to go on to Celebi. Now I'm just gonna go into my Mantine again because I cannot let this thing set up. I gotta somehow stall it out of Psychics without getting crit or spit up dropped, which is probably not gonna happen. I kind of knew this at the time, but it was like, I have to try for it. So he gets the crit, but I do live the next Psychic. So I'm just gonna roost here. Into my Alomola we go as he goes for the Leaf Seed. I'm just gonna pass a Wish here. Goes on to Celebi. I'm just gonna pass a Wish directly into my Mantine. It's just gonna double out on the Bulu, which doesn't really matter because I'm just gonna go into my Azu. Yep, and Azu we go as he throws up the Wood Hammer. So I'm just gonna throw off a Scald because I do not want to burn this thing. Because if I mean not burn it, if I knock off its item, it's like so much more annoying to deal with because I can't really kill it. I gotta make it struggle to death, if anything. So I'm gonna throw off a Scald here as it goes down to Cradily. Now I'm gonna throw off a Knockoff. Just to get rid of the Cradely's leftovers. As it's gonna Toxic me, which doesn't really matter because I rest anyways. And I do have Heal Bell. So in comes the Celebi as I'm gonna go on to my Lantern here. I'm gonna go directly into my Mantine again. Just to try and take this thing on. So I'm gonna haze here as he nasty plots. Now I'm gonna get rid of the rocks as he nasty plots again. Now I'm just going to haze here as he gets a crit. So this crit here, he actually knocks me out with the next Psychic. So I'm pretty sure I just like see me in the chat. Like I'm pretty positive I kind of lost here, unless I could somehow pass a Wish here with Alomola. So I'm gonna Wish here as I'm hoping that he's gonna like choke and attack me, not letting my Mantine switch in, but he makes a smart play and just plots repeatedly. So I basically lose at this point because this thing is at +6, outspeeds my entire team and kills everything. So that's GG. So I basically tried to cheese a win game 1, it didn't really work out. So let's just go into game 2. So we brought Mega Medi Psychic. This is the same Psychic team that I brought last time. And he brings Rock. So the matchup is hugely in my favor. I mean, this thing alone already gives Rock a lot of issues. Because he can't really kill it with anything, though he can wall it with Aggron. Mega Medicham kills literally every single Mon. Specs Latios can put in work with E-Ball, though he does have this thing, and it's probably a Solvest. And then Slowbro kind of walls everything as well. And it does have Grass Knot, so yeah, Slowbro literally beats everything but this Mon. And I guess T-Tar. So let's just start it off. I'm going to switch sides. So I'm going to lead off with my Mew here as he leads off with his Rhyperior, predicting my Medicham lead. Just going to throw off a Will-O-Wisp. It's going to go on to Omastar. Going to taunt so he cannot shell smash as he goes for a skull, trying to fish for a burn. As he doesn't get the burn, so I'm going to go directly into my Latios here on this next Scald as he does get the burn now. Gonna pull a double out into my Jirachi here because it did cover the T-Tar switch and I wasn't really trying to risk my Medicham there. Actually, I should have went into Slowbro if anything, but yeah. So I'm just gonna throw off an Iron Head here as he goes out into his Aggron. I guess he doesn't want to risk me being Scarf, which is fair. I'm just gonna throw off Rocks, get my Rocks up here as he goes for the Heavy Slam. I'm just gonna U-turn now as he goes out into Cradily. So I'm just gonna go out into my Medicham and just get my kill here, pretty much. As he goes down to Omastar to sack it, and yeah, I miss. So good thing he didn't stay in, or I probably could have lost my Medicham there if he had Giga Drain, or if he just Toxic me. That would have been really annoying, because Toxic and Sand damage and all that. So in comes the Terrakion. I'm just gonna go into my Slowbro to see what he wants to do. As the Stone Edge crits me, so now I'm gonna sack Teeny. Because I don't want to sack my Slowbro because it's pretty good this game. So now I can just go into my Latios, fire off an Evil as he stays in, which is weird. I guess he predicted me to double and the Medicham predicting his T-Tar to want to come out. So now I'm just going to E-Ball and sack Latios to the Pursuit that I was assuming was going to come out. Now I can just bring in my Medicham, fire off an HJK as he sacks T-Tar. It's gonna go into his Ripe here, and because of that Stone Edge damage, I can't actually go into my Slowbro, so I'm just gonna HJK, get off as much damage as possible, then sweep with my Stallbreaker Mew, as I guess he pulls a double out, maybe predicting Mew to want to come out. I guess Mew could have taken one, but I wasn't so sure, just because Sand damage, but then I should have calced it, but I probably should have went out into Mew there. So he's gonna sack his Aggron. We HJK Ripe and get the crit, which is amazing for me. So now I can just Ice Punch the Cradily and win the game. So that was game 2. It was 1-1 now. So let's just go to game 3. So I needed to I haven't brought fighting like at all. And a friend of mine passed me a fighting, so this is what we're using. And he ends up bringing normal, so good for us. So I'm going to lead off with my Terrakion, predicting his Togekiss lead. Just going to throw off a safe Stone Edge. I wanted to double so bad, but I didn't have the balls. And then I wanted to Stone Edge again, because I knew he was going back into Togekiss. And I didn't make the play as he goes back into Togekiss. So I'm going to go into my Scrafty here to see what he wants to do, as he does go for the Air Slash. Gets a crit, which doesn't really matter. I can go directly into my Terrakion here on the next Air Slash, and then I can just fire off. I could fire off a Stone Edge, but I know he's going to switch out this time. So I'm going to go into my Infernape here just to get my rocks, as he's just going to Thunder Wave me, which doesn't really matter, I guess. I'm going to go out to my Breloom here on the next rocks, and I'm gonna put some to bed. I'm gonna Spore again because I thought he'd predict me to set up and try and switch out into Staraptor. So I'm just gonna SD here, and as he Thunder Waves me, now I'm gonna SD again because a +4 I just kill everything on the scene with Mach Punch. So I'm gonna kill the Chansey. In comes this P2. I'm gonna kill that too with Mach Punch. In comes the Staraptor. Gets the Intimidate, which doesn't really matter because he's still gonna die. In comes the Togekiss. He's gonna Mach Punch that, as we do not get the roll, so that's really bad for us. So I'm gonna just go into my Terrakion just to fire off a close combat, because it kind of gets a kill. It also kind of wins. So here I kind of misplayed. I definitely should have sacked my Scrafty here. And then I should have went out into my Heracross, close combated, gotten some damage off, then went back into this and just swept. But you'll see I kind of messed up. I close combated the Mellow first, and then went into Heracross and close combat, and you'll see how that hurt me. So I knocked out the Mellow there, and you know, it should be over at this point. Definitely should be over, but he pulls out the Scarf PZ with adaptability tri attack, so that's like actually like a huge threat. Go into my Keldeo, just fire up a secret sword as he gets the freeze. Like this was so annoying when this happened. So like he gets the one hacks, like he had to either get a para, full para, or a freeze, and he got it. So it's looking like we lose this round, but yeah. So I'm gonna sack my Scrafty. And now it's up to Paralyze Infernape to knock him out. So I calc this damage, it's like 81 to 93 or something like that. So it's in my favor to live this, and I can't go for Mach Punch because it doesn't actually kill PZ. It does like 88 max. So like I need absolute max, which is probably not happening. So I have to go for the close combat and hope I don't get parried. As we do not get parried, we live on 1% and we knock out PZ. So we move on to the next round of the Mono Generations tournament. Hope you guys enjoyed. I will remember to record the next one live, trust me. And I hopefully stall doesn't look good versus my opponent, or it's like hopefully stall doesn't look good versus my opponent, so I don't have to bring it. Because like if it does look good, I'm gonna bring it, but like hopefully it doesn't, so I don't have to like bring it and then, you know, question whether I should record it live or not, because I don't want to record something that's like an hour long and, you know, 200 million turns. So hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.